Indices staying flat with the opening of this week. Can we expect the indices to drop a bit from here, or is it going to bounce back? We have two key sessions coming up. One is the Europe and UK session, and the next is the US session. Asia session has almost stayed muted and not shown any strong movement in DAX, UK 100, NASDAQ and Dow Jones. So what to expect now from these four indices? We will see with the help of charts and indicators. This is the first update for the day. The next update will be released before the US session. Watch that as well. Let's start. First we'll look into DE40 or DAX. Looking at the hourly charts, the DAX is giving a break. After consolidating here at the top, it is now looking downwards. Yes, there are good support as long as 15900 is there. Very good support exists for DAX. Thus below 15900 is where little bearishness can be taken, and specifically I will look forward to 840 860 zone, where is the next support here, and below that 15800. So there are good support at around 15800 850, and any point of time DAX staying below 15800 is where the bears will take over. Right now it is giving a breakout on the hourly charts. Possibly it may try to touch 15800, 15900, 2900 levels here, which is the next support zone. The stochastic looking down, MACD divergent and bearish, RSI is looking down as well. Coming to our charts, on the 2-hour charts, likewise, see price is trying to move towards 20 period, though it is maintained a gap here. Now the 20 period moving is sitting at 15880. So yes, great support here on the downside, and yes, moving averages are trading with too much of divergence and bullishness. Stochastic looking down, MACD has crossed over here at the top. Despite having any stronger movement on the downside, the MACD has traded bearish and it has dropped a little. RSI stayed overbought here, trying to cool down a bit. Coming to 3-hour charts, yes, on the 3-hour charts we have seen resistance at 15960, and yes, that is why beyond 15960 is the level beyond which you can expect that we might see DAX moving towards 16,000 levels, which is definitely a greater resistance for the DAX on the upside. Also, if you look at now on the 3-hour charts, too much of divergence of the price from the moving average calls for it to converge a bit. However, this is not the case always. You can see for last fewer candles it is just staying in this bullish channel. Thus let it stay below 15900 880 levels, and then you can expect 850 800 and more bears there. The stochastic looking down here, MACD has just crossed over, RSI consistently stayed overbought. On the 4-hour charts, likewise similar observation here. Now on the 4-hour chart, 15800 is the distant far 20 period average. Right now if you look at it, it is still staying in this bullish channel. Let it drop below 15900 880 zone, and then the bears will take over. The stochastic looking down here, MACD crossing over at the top, trying to trade with little divergence. Look at the crossover. See, -100 was the bottom here, and it is seen close to +150 levels. Thus it requires for it to cool down a bit. RSI overbought. And on the daily charts, moving averages crossing over here, too far from the current prices here. Thus a little retracement cannot be denied. 15960 greater resistance, and as I mentioned, only above 15960 levels. But see, even if it stays above 15960, I'll wait for 16,000 levels to be breached in order to confirm a rise. Thus you have to wait for it, and on the downside 15900 should be a good selling entry. The stochastic stayed overbought. It must cool down. It must try to give a red candle. Possibility is there that today we may see a little drop. MACD divergent and bullish, RSI stayed overbought. The sell at 5900, but 880, 850, 800 are the three support zones. Below 800 is where the bears will be taking over. On the upside, 16,000 is the 15960 you can buy, but then 16,000 you should wait for it. 16,000, 16,020 first target, and then beyond that 16,050 and 100 levels to be seen. Chances for which appears to be less. Take your trades accordingly. Now let's have a look at UK 100. UK 100 on the early charts, we have discussed in our weekly review that 7520 is the level. Only if you see UK 100 above 7520 and 7550, then you can say that it is turned bullish. If you look at on the early charts, it is trading in this channel. On the downside, 7480, 7470 zone is a very good support for UK 100 here, below which you can say little bearishness may prevail. MACD moving averages trading with bullishness. Stochastic has dropped here. Now see, MACD crossing over here at the top. First we have done, and if it diverges, we can see more bearishness. RSI looking downwards here. Coming to 2 hour, likewise on the 2 hour charts, bearish candles here, lower highs here. Thus, we have to wait for it to break beyond 7520 in order to confirm further rise. And on the downside, 7490 levels should be a good selling entry, but we have to still be careful of this zone here at 7460, 7450 levels, below which you can say that the bears will take over certainly. Stochastic looking down, coming to the bottom. MACD is divergent here. It is trying to converge. It has not yet crossed over. RSI is also trying to trade with slight bearish bias. On the 3-hour charts, if you look at, the preceding candle was a swing candle. This candle opened in red. I have to wait for it to break below 7490 in order to confirm further drop. But remember, even if you sell at 7490, look at this, higher lows, higher highs here. So the bottom here at 7440 levels, which should be a very, very good support. A stochastic coming out of the overbought zone. MACD is in green trying to converge. RSI looking downwards. Coming to 4 on the 4-hour charts again, prices are too much divergent from the moving average. We should expect a little conversion, and on the downside there are great support as well. Stochastic was overbought and the MACD has still scope for it to rise. It is still in green. RSI is staying flat. On the daily, now look at the daily chart, see lower highs are there. That is why I say let it stay above 7520, then wait for 7540, 7550 zone. If these two levels are taken, just close your eyes, stay long in FTSE100. We are looking forward to a momentum towards 7580, 600 levels as well. Right now it is looking downwards, but it is not to be treated as bearish as long as 7440, 7450 levels are respected, and then on the downside 7420 is respected. Stochastic is still looking upwards. MACD is still having bullishness. RSI flat. Thus looking, I will recommend you to sell UK100 at 7490 levels today and buy at 7520. Beyond 7520, certainly the bulls will take over for 7540, 50 as the first target, and then 7580, 600 as the next. On the downside, be careful as long as 7460, 80 and then 7450. These levels are very good support. So very nearby and very strong support exists for UK100 on the downside. I have to wait for it to break below 7400 in order to give a clear direction that yes, it is trying to stay bearish, else it is to be treated as a retracement. Take your trades accordingly. Now let's have a look at NASDAQ. Before we look into the details of the Tech 100, if you want to learn this art of trading, you can join my mentorship batch. 27th batch starts today, and this is probably the last trading batch for the year 2023. Beyond this, the next batch is going to be in the month of January only. Do register yourself. Couple of seats are still there. You can be part of this mentorship batch and learn the tools, techniques and strategies which can help you identify profitable trades. Reach out to me for more details. My Telegram and email IDs are mentioned in the channel and video description. Also, you can get more details by visiting the platform forexfunda.com, www.forexfunda.com. Yes, this platform has much more to offer along with the training. Do visit the page, and yes, if you want to trade as per the signals, you can join my Telegram signals channel. Now, let's have a look at Tech 100 on the hourly charts. Certainly lower highs, lower lows, and there is a support here at 15,780 levels. Below 780 is where the bears will take over, and even if you are selling at 15,780, remember 15,760, 750 levels. It is only below 15,760, 750 is where the bears will be taking over, else it can possibly stay in the bullish zone. What it is doing, it can continue to yield higher lows, higher highs here. Stochastic is oversold, hence a recovery can be expected. MACD is divergent and bearish. RSI is flat. Coming to 2 hour, likewise on the 2 hour chart, see one important point to note: drop, retracement, but yes, it is taking support from the 20 period. Now if it comes out of this bearish zone, if it trades below 15,750, 760, you can say that certainly more bears will take over for 700 and 600 levels. Then in fact, I will look forward to this zone here at 15,500. Stochastic looking down, MACD bearish, RSI looking down as well. On the 3 hour, similar observation on the 3 hour charts as well. A consolidation, good enough consolidation is seen here. Thus, once it leaves out this zone, you can say that this is a breakout. Too much of divergence of the moving average calls for it to converge. Stochastic looking down, MACD is bearish, RSI is looking downwards, suggestive of bearishness. On the 4 hour charts, similar observation, but right now Diminishing bearishness, support there on the downside, 20 period moving average, very good support. Let's see if it gives a breakout. On the upside, we have to wait for it to break past 15,850 levels in order to confirm a reversal here. So now it is very clear that between 15,780 and 850, at least we are not going to take any position here on Tech 100. Stochastic looking downwards, MACD is bearish, RSI is flat. Coming to the daily charts, now look at the daily. See, this is going to be important. Once it leaves out of this zone, once it stays below 15,780, 760 zone, just consider this is a breakout, and we are going to look forward to a massive reversal here where 700, 600, in fact 500 levels cannot be denied. Yes, but right now, as much as it stays above 15,760, 750, you can expect that it can possibly reverse on the upside. Stochastic looking down, MACD is in green, RSI overbought here. Thus, looking at this, you can sell at 780 levels, but then 760, 20 points. Yes, very good support here, 760, 750 levels. Below 750, if you see Tech 100 staying, you can say we are looking forward to 15,700, and then a major drop can be expected. On the upside, yes, you can buy here at 15,850 levels. And if it stays above 15,850, certainly you can say that the bulls will take over for 15,900 and 16,000 levels as well. Take your trades accordingly. Now let's have a look at UK Dow. Now if you look at US30 here as well, it is giving you higher lows and it is just staying within the zone. What is preceded is a strong bearish candle, so consolidation is going on. Once it breaks out below 34,900 and 34,700, 34,880, 870 levels, you can say that the bears will take over there. So wait for it to break below 34,900 in order to take a selling position. Stochastic trying to trade bearish, MACD is also bearish, RSI is flat. Coming to the 2-hour, on the 2-hour charts, good enough consolidation is seen. It has to come out of this zone. If it does, it can try to lead higher lows here. Possibly we might look at 34,600 and below levels here, because see, the bottom here is far below at 34,300, 34,400 zone. And it can erase all the gains as well, but right now it is just consolidating before it gives a breakout. Stochastic at bottom, MACD is bearish, RSI at almost flat levels. Coming to 3-hour chart, similar observation here, but on the 3-hour chart, one must note still higher lows, higher highs are seen. We have to again and again, I will say, we have to wait for it to give a good breakout, and possibilities there it may give. However, right now it is not showing any signs. Stochastic rising, MACD bearish, RSI flat. On the 4-hour chart, similar observation here, nothing different. Here also the indicators, the stochastic is specifically at bottom, while MACD has good enough scope for it to continue on the downside. RSI is also coming out of the overbought zone here. And on the daily charts, if you look at, on the daily charts, this was the crossover, this was the breakout, and since then it is just consolidating. We have to wait for it to break below 34,800 in general on the daily charts, below which you can say that the bears will take over towards 34,600, 500 levels. And on the downside, see, stochastic overbought, it is trying to cool down. MACD is also extremely bullish. Thus, looking at this, I will recommend you to sell today 34,900 and buy at 35,000 levels. As long as it stays between these 100 points, we have to exercise extra caution and do not jump in with the trades here. So trade accordingly. Specifically below 34,800 is where the bears will be taking over, and specifically below 35,100 is where the beyond 35,100 is where the bulls will be taking over. Take your trades accordingly. In between these 300 points, let's be cautious and alert. Do like, share, subscribe, and comment. Join my mentorship batch. Join my signals channel. Reach out to me for any of your trading or training queries. Thank you very much. Have a great profitable trading day ahead. Thank you. See you again before the US session update. Thank you.